I'm back. Roger Ants for the Black and White Network. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe. Ground and pound the like button. And as always, thank you guys and gals for watching our channel. Oh, we're going to talk about the boogeyman. And we're going to talk about Stacey Abrams. Because a curtain has been pulled back on some of her donors. Now, she is running for governor versus Brian Kemp. I'm not the biggest Brian Kemp guy in the world. But the people of Georgia, Republicans of Georgia, seem to love Brian Kemp. They love them some Brian Kemp. Even as much as Donald Trump didn't, Republicans in Georgia stayed steady, and they would not back down. They interviewed a lot of them on Fox News the day of the primary. That was one of the guys that Trump just could not sway the voters on. They think he has done a fantastic job, particularly with business in Georgia. And look, as much as I'm not the biggest Brian Kemp fan, you have got to keep Stacey Abrams out of that governorship in Georgia. You have to. Okay, you've got two progressive leftists there. You've got Stacey Abrams. You've got Raphael Warnock. Both need to lose. Warnock's already a senator. Herschel Walker's running against him. Herschel needs to take that position from Raphael Warnock. Now, we know leftists from far and wide are getting involved. They donate a lot of money, and Hollywood is part of that group that donates a lot of money. And not only that, but the boogeyman's involved here. George Soros is absolutely funding Stacey Abrams, just like he funds Kim Gardner, George Gascon, Cori Bush, AOC, the list goes on and on, Ted Wheeler, all these radical progressives. George Soros, the boogeyman, is laying in the weeds, and he's funding this. But today we get to find out some of the names that are giving to Stacey Abrams' PAC funding, and what kills me is these people are in Hollywood. They're in Hollywood. You may be asking, well, what is their interest here? There's two interests. Number one, Hollywood studios, they do a lot of work in Georgia. They're receiving a lot of backlash right now because of abortion laws, and of course, Brian Kemp's there, and it's going to be one of the states that's going to be tougher to get an abortion in, and Hollywood actors and actresses are already calling for studios to not film there anymore. That's interest one. Interest two, they want to keep a Democrat in the White House, and it would be much easier to get that done if a Democrat is governor in that state. Okay, so there's your two of your interests right there. And Stacey Abrams all day long can act like she didn't ever support defunding the police. We know that's bullshit. Hollywood elites, including Leonardo DiCaprio, Steven Spielberg, Tom Hanks, are helping bankroll Stacey Abrams' latest bid to unseat Georgia Governor Brian Kemp. Her efforts have also received sizable donations from an organization affiliated with, you got it, Boogeyman, George Soros. Other Hollywood celebrities who have donated to Stacey Abrams' One Georgia PAC: Barbra Streisand, Bryan Cranston, Ed Helms, and Lance Bass. We use the word celebrity with Lance Bass very loosely, I guess. Yeah. What is he, a F-list celebrity at this point? The donations were disclosed in a recent public filing for One Georgia, which reported more than $12 million in fundraising in 2 months in a period ending June 30th. We know Democrats can raise money very quickly, and it's because of people like this getting behind them. Overall, Abrams reportedly outpaced Kemp in terms of fundraising for this period, bringing in more than 3 times his amount thanks to big-ticket liberal donors out of state. Out of state. George Soros' Democracy PAC gave $2.5 million to Abrams. Silicon Valley progressive activist Carla Jefferson donated an equivalent sum, while Florida-based Democratic mega donor Donald Sussman forked over $1 million. Melinda Gates donated $200,000. And then listen to this. Among the Hollywood elites funding Abrams are also a slew of studio heads and talent agency big shots. Bad Robot founder and Star Wars self-destructor J.J. Abrams, absolutely one of the three parties involved with ruining Star Wars, J.J., Ryan, Kathleen, gave $50,000, while Disney's Dana Walden, Endeavor CEO Ari Emanuel donated several thousand each. NBC Universal's Donald Langley and CAA's Brian Lord. CAA is going to be an agency representing these actors, actresses, directors, maybe sports stars even. Also dropped a few thousand. And then 2.5 Men creator Chuck Lorre donated $25,000. That's a damn disappointment. Leonardo DiCaprio gave $25,000. Steven Spielberg $50,000. Tom Hanks and his wife Rita Wilson $5,000 each. So, and look, that's part of the problem when you're running against Democrats. They're going to get a ton of money. Okay, and look, Stacey Abrams didn't lose that election by a lot last time. Now, I'm not going to tell you what she's doing to get that many damn votes. I think that's up for debate. I do, but not at this time and not on this platform. But you get the point. You know, there were some investigations into her after the 2020 election. Secretary of State looked into it. So, if that tells you anything, just letting you know. But Stacey Abrams is somebody we absolutely want to keep out of office in Georgia because of how she could potentially help swing a presidential election later, 2024. And also, she is one of the ones that Democrats, in their mind, believe is a superstar. They think she is a superstar. And they think she is one of the aces setting in their Democratic bullpen, potentially for 2024 or 2028. They would have loved to have had her for 2024. Now, I think Abrams suffers from something that Hillary Clinton suffered from. Personally speaking, I think a lot of people just can't stand to even look at Stacey Abrams like they couldn't stand to look at Hillary Clinton. When you're a politician and when you start running for something like president, a likability factor has to be checked. Hillary could not check it. She never could check it. I don't think Stacey Abrams can check it. I don't like her attitude. I've heard her talk. She seems entitled. And I think a lot of people pick up on that. But this is a good illustration of the Hollywood elites getting behind people. Look, all those people are in effing California or in some other state. But here they are funding a Georgia governor election. Tell me that's not shady. I mean, absolutely ridiculous. You know, really and truly, I think if you're running for like governor or something in state, all your funds should have to be raised in state. I'm just saying, should have to all be raised in state. Okay, if you're going to put money in that's going to affect the people of a state where things are actually, laws are going to be made and those people have to live with those laws, then the funding should have to all come from that state. That's just how I feel about it. Now, presidential elections, that's a different story because it affects the entire country. But that's just my feeling about it. And then you wouldn't have all these donors like this influencing governor races when they're not even living there. They're not involved. Tell me what you think. Black and White Network supporters, peace. I'm out. Till next time.